Alright, we are Tottenham TV here outside the Emirates for a preview. Just started to fucking rain. Oh, it's horrible. Our stadium's going to be much nicer than this. Everyone knows this guy, Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. Listen, are Spurs favourites for this game? Or going into this game, are you confident that Arsenal will get a result? Or is it the first time really that we're coming to the Emirates as favourites?
I think you're coming to the Emirates as favourites. You know what I mean?
Not with the bookies though, not with the bookies.
No, most of the bookies and everybody like that I've heard speaking about the game have been making Spurs the favourites. They've been saying, you haven't lost a game away from home yet, have you?
No. Oh no, we lost one to United.
United, oh yeah.
We won 4 out of 5.
Yeah, so you're 4 out of 5 games away from home. You've been playing well. So I think, yeah, you come here as the favourites. However, I don't think that's a bad thing for us, you come in here as favourites, because a lot of people kind of writing us off. And sometimes when Arsenal get written off, that's kind of a better thing, because I remember last year, the semi-final of the FA Cup, City, everybody wrote us off. Final against Chelsea, everybody wrote us off. So sometimes getting written off, it's not always a bad thing for us.
Do you think the approach to this game is kind of going to be more like how you played against Chelsea? Or are you going to try and come at us as you're at home?
Nah, we've got to come at you, man. We're at home. we're at home. We've got to come at you. I mean, listen, we've got the players, I feel, that can come at you. As long as when we don't have that ball, you know, we're disciplined. That's where we've been falling down in a lot of games, is that where we haven't had the ball, we've not had the discipline. But, you know, we saw the other day against Man City when we were too cautious in that game and we ended up losing it. So we're at home. I can't remember a time. I think the last time I can remember us being really, really defensive here was when we played like Barcelona. I mean, you guys, all right, you beat Real Madrid and you know, you won the Champions League and all that, but you're not Barcelona.
Yeah, but you're saying you've got to be disciplined in that, but does that mean you have to sacrifice maybe Ozil in the starting lineup? Or Possibly might have to sacrifice him.
Because
he just doesn't track back, does he? He doesn't do that part of the game. Yeah,
but then in a game that's tight, he creates, you know, and that's something that we've been lacking this season in certain games, is creativity. And you guys have got a very good defence and you're a very well organised team and not a very easy team to break down. So I think, for me, Ozil has to play because we need that creativity, but he has to play with an emphasis that he's going to have to know that, you know, if he doesn't have the ball, he's going to have to work.
I think I was speaking to a friend of mine who's an Arsenal fan. He was saying that a lot depends on how Ramsey plays in this game, because a lot of the time he could be out. That'd be great.
Yeah, you know.
Well, actually, because if Coquelin comes in, I do like Coquelin playing. I want to see Coquelin in that team.
Yeah. He could be out, Ramsey. I mean, he had a bit of an injury, you know, for Wales, and he came back early. But then you don't know, do you? Because all these players pulling out early from these international games. I mean, Harry Kane, there's nothing wrong with Harry Kane. He'll
he had a knock. What do you mean he had a knock?
knock. What? Somebody, knock. You got a knock, Harry? You know what I mean? He ain't got no knock.
Ali had a knock as
Ali
well.
Harry
Winks had a knock as well.
What a coincidence. They all had a little knock. You know, they've been there with their feet up, and they're looking forward to this game. Harry Kane will be playing. So,
well, Gareth Southgate said, you know, he would have rested Arsenal players, so there's none to choose from, so no one to rest.
Well, listen, that's all the better. I mean, they are fully rested. You know, maybe we might see Jack Wilshere starting that game. I think that wouldn't be a bad shout.
Well, it was interesting because we did a combined 11 with Claude on Monday, and and with 1-on-1 great goals. They were saying if Jack Wilshere played for Spurs, he would be in the starting 11. What do you think about that? Do you think?
Of course he would.
You reckon he would start for Spurs? Really? Of
course he would. He's better than Harry Winks.
You think so? You think Jack Wilshere's better than
Harry Winks? Is all right. You know, I mean, he's an up and coming player, and you know, I love to see players coming through. I love to see players coming up. But if you're going purely on ability, Jack Wilshere's a better player. It's just that the only thing that's been wrong with Jack Wilshere over the years is injuries.
Jack Wilshere.
So, he just gets going, and then he has a bad injury that keeps him out for ages, and then he's always on the mend, always on the way back. But if Jack Wilshere's fully fit, he starts for England. He'd start for Spurs if he was in. He's a top player, but he's just, unfortunately, which is a problem we've had with a lot of players that play here, he's always injured, and that's what's let him down. But come on, Harry, you honestly think?
I honestly do think that Harry Winks has overtaken Jack Wilshere, especially in the England pecking order, and especially you saw him
in the England pecking order. Yeah, listen, maybe because he's fit at the moment. But
when was the last time Jack Wilshere actually played a good game for Arsenal in the Premier League? Like actually had like a decent game?
In the Premier League, that's just because he's been injured.
Well, he wasn't exactly great.
He started off okay, then he started off okay, then he got what happened? Injured. And that's what I'm saying.
There's a lack of consistency in his game, I feel.
If he stays injury free, he's a top player, right? He's a better player than Harry Winks.
Harry Winks is buying it. I'm not buying it.
I think Iwobi's better than Harry Winks.
You think Iwobi's better than Harry Winks?
Of course he's better than Harry Winks.
What evidence?
Listen, Iwobi scored...
Well, they're different positions. One's a forward,
but Iwobi's a young player up and coming. Iwobi scored the goal for Nigeria that got them through to the World Cup. Iwobi scored 2 goals for Nigeria against Argentina. Compare him to like Iwobi. Listen.
Well, they're 2 different players. It's hard to compare them. You'd compare like Iwobi.
They both play in the midfield, don't they?
Well, no, Iwobi's not a centre mid though, is he?
He can play centre midfield. He can play. He's quite versatile.
I wouldn't have Iwobi in that centre mid. He's a wing player.
Well, he played sort of in the central of midfield when he played against Chelsea, and I think he's better than Harry Winks.
Well, that's interesting. Well, in our combined 11, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Iwobi is not a centre mid.
You were talking about with your combined 11. I weren't there.
Huh?
Right? Yeah. That's because
we only had Koscielny in there, Kolasinac and Alexis. That's only the only players.
Well, Lacazette, I think Lacazette, maybe not ahead of Harry Kane, but he's got to get in there somewhere. He's got to get in. We
only played one up front in our formation.
Listen, if I'm being fair, at the moment, your guys, they're on top form. I think that you've got some guys that have really been playing well this season, like Eriksen, like Harry Kane. I'm not sure if Dele Alli would be in my starting 11.
Well, he wasn't in our 11.
He's not played well this season. So listen. On ability-wise, it's close, right? The two teams have a lot of very good players with a lot of ability. I do rate Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, yeah.
He's an ex-Arsenal fan. I mean,
see, you did that video a few years ago, begging Harry Kane to come home.
No, I never begged him to come home.
Yeah, you did. You said he was a closet Arsenal fan.
He is a closet Arsenal fan.
Yeah, well,
you've seen the pictures of him. He's got red hair.
You know what?
Hold on. Have you seen the pictures of him on the parade?
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of him, but he was a youngster.
Am I lying then?
No.
Am I lying?
Yeah, no, because he's not an Arsenal fan anymore. He's clearly Spurs. He's clearly Spurs.
Listen. Fair enough, he plays for Spurs now.
He's clearly Spurs.
Spurs pay him a lot of money, right? If I suppose if I was a fan coming up, or my son was a fan coming up, and Spurs, with his football ability, he ended up got let go by it because Harry Kane was originally at Arsenal.
Right, he got let go.
And then he got let go.
I don't think he got let go if he left. I think he got let go.
And he ended up at Spurs, right?
Right.
But you've seen the parade. He's got red hair and that, and he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, not people have that much choice when they're 10. When he had a choice, he picked the right side. He picked the light.
Now that he's at Spurs, and now that he's like their top player, and that you're obviously going to say his allegiances with. But I'm not lying. When I did that video a couple of years ago and said that he's originally an Arsenal fan.
But he has a 100% scoring record in North London derbies in the Premier League. He has 6 goals in 5 games against Arsenal. I mean. Yeah.
Like I know he always scores.
If he really cared, if he was a closet Arsenal fan, why would he?
He's a professional.
He ups his game against Arsenal.
He's a professional.
He seems to up his game.
Listen, he's a professional. He's got to do his job. It's the North London derby.
He seems more passionate against Arsenal than he does against any other team.
I think, listen, without a doubt, now he's a Tottenham player. He's your fans' favourite player. You know what I mean? So I know he's obviously going to be up for the game. He's going to be passionate, and that. I'm just making the point that he used to be a massive Arsenal fan. With his hair coloured red.
When he was
his
10,
whole family were
Arsenal fans. When he didn't have a choice, he was supporting Arsenal.
No, he had a choice.
No, he didn't have a choice.
Now,
when he had the choice, he picked the right side.
It's like, Harry, who do you support? Remember your $100 a week? Oh yeah. Come on, Spurs. But listen, I hope he's not playing because he always scores against us. I don't know what it is, but he always scores against us.
Be afraid.
And
be very afraid.
Yeah, listen. As I said, I ain't gonna lie. I am a bit afraid of him. He's a good player, but I think we've got players you need to be afraid of as well. Be afraid of Lacazette, scoring a lot of goals this season. It's his first season. Scored 2 goals for France during the week.
But why does Wenger drop him in the big games?
Well,
why he does that? Why not even play? He might not even play.
He's got to play in that game. If he doesn't play in that game, I'll be astounded, And also, you know what? Danny Welbeck, who I think does very well in these type of games, he might be fit again, and I think that might be a good shout to throw him in there as well, because he does put the work in, and he can cause problems to defences. So it's such a hard game to call. It's such a hard game to call.
Do you think that now Arsenal, obviously, they aren't doing as well as Spurs? They've actually gone down the last few years, and since Spurs' rise, do you think
not doing as well as Spurs?
Well, you're not.
What have you won recently?
Well, listen, we're a better team than you. We both.
No, hold on. What have you won?
We're a better team. We haven't won.
What have you won? What have you won?
We haven't won.
No, you just said we're not doing as well as Spurs
in the league. It's true, or in the Champions League, because not even in the Champions League.
In the league last season, right? You finished above us. Yeah. That's the first time you finished above us in a while. You didn't finish above us the year before.
Right, luckily.
Right, we won a trophy last year. We've won 3 trophies in the last 4 years. When was the last time Spurs won a trophy?
2008, but you've won, but you have.
You're doing better than us.
We are doing better than you. We are.
Okay, I want to know how you work that out. How are you doing better?
Spurs? Well, listen, Spurs fans, we actually enjoy watching our team play. We actually enjoy seeing our team go on the pitch. I don't think Arsenal fans can say the same thing.
What it is with us, our expectations are very high because we've been such a successful team over the years, right? We've been used to winning titles. We've been used to winning trophies. Right, so our expectations are high. So even when we win the FA Cup, to us it feels like it's not been a successful season. But if you won the FA Cup, you'd be making DVDs. It would be a successful season. Listen. But if you really break it down, as if
Arsenal don't make DVDs.
No, but if you really break it down, Sim, you're not a more successful team than us.
I'm not saying we're more successful. We're a better team.
Even recently.
Right now, we're doing better than Arsenal, I think. We're a better team.
You're playing better than us at the moment.
We have a better team. We're more organised.
In the league, and obviously in the Champions League, we're not in the Champions League.
Right.
But you are playing better than us at the moment.
What my question is...
Just chill out a bit, man. You're 4 points above us. If we beat you,
let me go to my question. As I'm saying, Spurs are kind of a better team at the moment. Do you think that adds an extra intensity for Arsenal fans for the derby? Kind of getting one over on Spurs is even more important now, would you say,
of course.
Than it was before?
I think even if we're both in the relegation zone, getting one over on you is important. If we're top and you're bottom, getting one over you is more... It doesn't matter where.
But I would say when we were a bad team in the the early 2000s, it kind of was like this kind of game was easy for Arsenal.
Bad team in the 90s as well.
And in the 90s, it kind of bruised past Arsenal kind of thing. They would easily
no,
the intensity wasn't as much as it would be now.
I'd agree with you that in times gone by, the expectancy's been we're on edge.
I'm saying it's a bigger deal now.
We're on edge at the moment because we know it's going to be a tough game. We know that this Spurs team is a very good Spurs team, but then you've had a few years ago when Harry Redknapp was there, you had a very good Spurs team there with Bale and guys like that as well. So, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense as ever, but I think there's a bit more of an edge this time because, as I said, you guys are kind of coming here as the favourites to win, and we're not used to that. We're normally, at home here, we're always the favourites.
Would you say it draws a good result on Saturday?
No. Because last year we drew, the year before we drew.
Well, 3 years in a row.
3 years in a year we've drawn here, and then we've gone away to your place and lost. So it wouldn't be a good result. For me, I want to see 3 points. I want to see a performance from the team. I think it would go a long way to really, really pleasing the fans. So,
what's your prediction for the game then? That's a confident face right there. You feel that? No, that's a face of confidence.
I feel that it's going to be a very, very tight game, but I do feel we're going to win. I think I'm going to go for Arsenal winning by 2-1. I think it's going to be tight.
We rarely concede more than a goal, but there you go.
Yeah, but listen, you don't come here every week.
It's true.
And what's been the biggest game out of the big games that you've had away this season?
Yeah.
Which ones have you won?
We've only played really United away, Sam. We lost obviously 1-0. We got a draw away in the Bernabeu.
You played Chelsea away as well?
No, play at home. We lost at home.
I was at home. That
was at Wembley. Yeah.
So the big teams that you've played this season?
We beat Liverpool 4-1. 4-1. We beat Liverpool 4-1.
But
we beat Madrid. So they're pretty big games.
But the big teams, the big Premier League teams, you haven't.
We lost to Chelsea and we lost to United, correct? Yeah. So I guess it's a race to be seen. Anyway, listen. Cheers for coming.
Remember that,
the thing is, you're not a big team. That's the thing.
Oh, come on, man. Look at this place. Look at this stadium. I mean, you're trying to everything we're doing. You're trying to follow. You're trying to build a new stadium now.
Yeah, we've got 1,000 extra seats.
Well, actually, we're actually adding to this.
Are you now? Look at that.
Yeah, so
trying to one up on us. We'll add an extra 1,000.
We'll put another 10,000 on it. We can put another 20,000 on this. We can put seats out here. Temporary seats out here, anything to be more than Spurs.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Listen, Robbie, cheers for coming coming on. Obviously, you know where he is. If you're into that sort of thing, Arsenal Fan TV, the description. If you're into that as well, Arsenal Fan
real football.
If you, link will be in description. Subscribe to his channel if you like that kind of thing. But cheers for coming on, Robbie. Nice one, man.